Hi, welcome to Zephyr's Garage. Today we are recharging the AC in the Thunderbird. I did a couple preliminary checks and found that there was absolutely no refrigerant in the system, so that gave me a blank point to start. It also put it in a position where I can do it myself versus having to take it someplace, because I don't have to have the system, all the existing Freon or refrigerant removed from the system. So Zephyr wants to join in on this, I guess. So I started with a clean system. There's no refrigerant in any of the lines. It had all leaked out. So the first thing I did is I replaced the accumulator, which is also known as the dryer, and this basically takes the moisture out of the system. There's like a filter built in here. Okay, so this is the accumulator dryer, and if you look at this diagram here, you can see that the inlet comes here, the outlet is here. It basically allows things to settle to the bottom. There's a bag down here that absorbs any moisture, and this is a way that it clears the system. So once the system develops a leak, the system gets moisture in it and this becomes ruined. So this is the first thing you need to replace. So I took that out. I didn't film it. It's way back in here. It's kind of a difficult spot to get at, so I didn't really film it. I'll show you where it is and what to it. I also disconnected a number of the cooling lines and I replaced the O-rings on it. That's the second point that the system can fail, is in the O-rings. So that's done. The third thing I did to prevent leaks is I had to convert the system to R134A. This was originally an R12 system. So to do that, I had to change the Schrader valves on the system to the R34A style, which is different. So they sell an adapter, so I took the Schrader valves out of the existing lines, put the adapters on, which have new Schrader valves in them. So that's another leak point resolved. At this point, the system has been vacuum run and it's held a vacuum overnight, so that's good. That means I've fixed any leaks that there possibly could be in here. So the next step is to run the vacuum pump for about an hour, which I just completed. And that's to make sure any moisture has been removed from the system. So now all my gauges are off and I'm ready to add refrigerant into the system. The first thing I need to do is add oil into the system. And I'm going to do that by using a large eyedropper, and I'm going to put oil into this line, and then I'm going to attach the refrigerant to that, the R134A, and I'm going to use that to push the oil into the system. And then I'm going to open up the valve on the R134A, run the engine, force refrigerant into the system, and then let it go until the compressor starts. And that will be a good sign. The compressor starts up and starts working and starts creating pressure. That means I've got a good system. If the compressor doesn't work, then I've got another set of issues, which means my self-repair of this probably will stop. Because now I've got refrigerant into the system, which needs to be removed safely, and I've got a bad compressor, which will need to be replaced. I'm going to have to, at the very least, take it someplace, have them evacuate out the refrigerant that I just put into it, and then replace the compressor. But I'm hoping that the compressor is good. I don't know why it would be bad. It's a possibility, but I figure it's a slim possibility. I got a really good chance, especially considering that this is holding vacuum, that the compressor is good in it. So we're going to go do the next couple of steps, and we'll follow along. I have you guys follow along with me. I'm also going to do the Mustang later, and I'll do it later in this video, but it won't be today. And in that, I will kind of show you a little bit more of the details, because it's a little bit more visible on that vehicle than it is on this one. This one, the engine compartment is just so crammed with hoses and pipes and such that it's difficult to see things but on the Mustang, it's much more open, especially the air conditioning system, so we can take a better look at it. So let's get going. Okay, if you look right back there, if you see the silver cylinder, it's with the light, so we have the light. It's that right there. That is the accumulator dryer, and I had to replace that, so you can see why I didn't really film it. It's just really not in a good place. There's also a refrigerant line here that have O-rings. This line has O-rings, and there's O-rings here going into the engine compartment. This is the low pressure connection right here, and so I replaced the Schrader valve on that, put the adapter on it with a new Schrader valve. Up in the front, this is a high pressure connection, and I replaced the Schrader valve. I actually just removed the Schrader valve out of here and put the adapter on. And then down here there are two lines that go to the condenser. I replaced the O-rings in both of these. Now that should take care of most of the leak points. The only other one, this is the compressor right here. And get things in. So this is the compressor right here, and there are connections to the back. I did not mess with any of those, so I don't know if we have an issue there or not. I'm going to assume not until we know that we do. Here are the gauges, and if you look at this one, you can see I'm running a negative 30 in vacuum, or I don't, there's a reading for vacuum. I'm not sure exactly what the term is, but it's showing negative 30, which is good. So the next step is to, everything's shut off at this point. The next step will be to add refrigerant and oil. And I'm going to do is I'm going to put oil in this line right here, and then connect the refrigerant to it, or just connect the pump that I've been using down here to draw the vacuum, and the pressure, and using the compressor of the air conditioning system should draw in the refrigerant and the oil. And I will need to add somewhere between 30 and 32 ounces, and I'm going to add about 2 tubes worth of oil. Hopefully that will work. We'll know once we start running the air conditioner and if we start getting cold air. So let's get going. So the next step is we're going to add oil into this line here, and that's how we're going to add oil into the system. Now the oil I'm using has a UV dye in it, and that's so that if there are leaks in the future, I can detect them. So we're going to pour that oil right into here. We're going to reconnect this to the gauge set, and then we're going to add a Freon can to it. So I'm going to get all that stuff set up, and you guys can kind of watch along. Okay, so I've already mixed the dye in with the oil, and use 1/4 ounce to that. I don't know to what amount, but I'm sure it doesn't take much. I'm going to set this, I guess, over here. I'm going to draw out some oil. And I'm going to add it into the line. This is doing two things for me. It's actually helped me purge the air out of the line. And it's also allowing me to get the oil into the system. There's one. Doesn't seem to be wanting to let me put any more in. So I will stop there. Put this aside so I don't knock it over. And now we are going to attach this to the gauge system. I'm going to attach my refrigerant. Don't wipe off my hands because they're oily. All right, now I need to start the car. To do that, I got to make sure the doors open a little bit so that I get air in here. So I'm going to do that. And then we start adding the refrigerant, and once it starts building pressure, the compressor should kick on, and then we can start adding more refrigerant to the system until we get to what we think is about the right amount. Now, when you convert from R12 to 134, you actually use less refrigerant. So this is supposed to have 36 ounces. I've calculated out that it should be somewhere between 28 and 32 ounces. The internet says that you calculate the difference in refrigerant by taking the R12 amount, multiply it by 0.9, then subtract 0.25 of a pound off of that. So if I'm looking at 36, by the time I do all that math, it comes back to around between 32 and 28. So we'll go from there. Before I open up the gauges, I'm going to purge this valve, the refrigerant, a little bit, just to make sure there isn't any additional air in the system, because I do not want to add any air into the closed system. So I'm going to open up this valve. And getting a tool, I'm just going to let it purge until I see there. That seems to be good. So I'll open up the valves. And I'm building pressure. Okay, looking at this, I've gone up to 50 pounds. There's an eyesight here that I can tell if I'm transferring any fluid into it or not. At this point, it looks like I've transferred this whole can. I'm not getting anything else coming through, so I'm going to close off both valves. And I'm going to add another can, and to that can I'm going to also add more oil. Maybe I'm not going to add more oil. It should be all right. Okay, adding my second can. Purge the system a little bit. There we go. Open the valves. Oh, I gotta make sure the AC is on. Well, I've dumped in the refrigerant into the system, and I'm not getting the numbers that I want. I'm not quite sure why. So I think that's gonna take a little bit more research on my side. It is cooling. The temperature that I was getting, it's a little bit, it's going up, but it was about 54 degrees, which isn't as cold as I was hoped. Ideally, I'd like to be in the 40s for this, maybe low 40s. So it's not pumping, or it's not cooling as well as I hoped it would. I'm wondering if I possibly do have a compressor issue and I may need to replace the compressor. But that's going to take some more research. So at this point, I think I've done everything I'm going to be able to do with it today. I'll do some more research and figure out if I need to replace the compressor or not. So more to come. Well, unfortunately, the Thunderbird's back in the shop today. We recharged the air conditioning 2 weeks ago, but I made some mistakes and it's caused it to destroy the compressor. So I want to go over today what went wrong, what am I going to do to fix it, and we're going to go through and hopefully get the AC working correctly this time. But we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, leave us a comment and if you haven't done so already and you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We'd appreciate that and would love to get as many subscribers to this channel as we can get. Until the next time, enjoy your ride and we will see you down the road. Take care, everybody.